big fat boom in. No. I don't think anything around it. No. I have a question. I love it. Wait, what the hell? Oh, I've like forgotten what I read, so I need to get out my Notion, and figure out what books I read on Kindle and what I actually read in a book, because they all like morphed into one. Bear with me a second. Jeez, I should be more prepared for this. Honestly, I don't think I ever will. I can't even get my password right. Is that right? No. There we go. Okay, but January. Oh, okay, yeah, I have one more. Okay, we're sorted. We are going to put that there. So if I lose what I'm saying, it's here. And I can't zoom in. That's great. Maybe I should wear my glasses so I can read. No, I'm not going to do that. Anyway. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Eilidh. And if you're not, then hello. It is good to see you again. I hope you are all doing well, having a fantastic day or evening, depending on where you are in the world or when you're watching this. I'm really not quite sure, but I hope you're good. Anyway, this is my first wrap up of the year. First wrap up and next month's TBR. Well, this month, I'm filming this in February. It's the 1st of February today. I was supposed to film this like yesterday or a few days before and get it out before February, but no, I just didn't. So here we are doing it now. But I went through a huge slump at the beginning of the year. I've said this so many times and I will probably keep saying it after this video because most of the stuff that I have filmed was before this, but it's going to be coming out after this. So you're going to hear me keep complaining and complaining about this damn slump I went through, but oh well. Oh well. You're gonna keep hearing it. But I went through a massive slump at the beginning of the year where like I didn't read for probably 2 weeks. And it's only been the last 2 weeks of the month. So literally this week, it's not even the end of this week, but this week and last week where I've read. So I haven't read loads, but still like considering it's only been really a week and a bit. I've read six books in that time. So this is my January wrap up and February TBR because this slump is gone. It has passed, it's gone bye-bye, and we now have this. Anyway, I'm gonna go through the books that I read on Kindle. I think I only read 2 books on my Kindle this month, fine. But then I've got 4 that I've read, yeah, 4 that I have read physical. So we'll start with the 2 books. I'm not gonna do them in order because like I mean I could. Oh, I'm gonna do it in order because I can. I'm not gonna be lazy. Anyway, the first book that I read of 2024 was King of... No. Why was I gonna say that? That's a different book. No. God of Wrath by Rena Kent. Is it the 3rd one? I think it's the 3rd one in the Legacy of God series. This is a series that I like want to finish this year and hopefully will finish soon. But yeah, I read God of Wrath, which is Annika and Jeremy's story. I gave this book a 4 stars. It was so good. I enjoyed it. It's definitely one of the top 3 that I've read so far, but still, God of Malice. Mwah. I love that book. But yeah, I read God of Wrath. It is a forbidden love, mafia princess, rival colleges shebang. Like so much happened in this book and I remember devouring it. I think I read it for my 24-hour video and it got me out of my slump. I gave it a 4 stars. I didn't get that 5 stars feeling. That was a little bit annoying. I'm really not quite like, I'm not quite sure what could have been better, but I still think there were elements that could have gone better. There wasn't a big breakup scene, but it was more like because it was forbidden love, like people were trying to separate them. So I kind of liked that because it was different to the other books in the series. But yeah, I still only gave it a 4, but it's probably my 2nd favourite. It's probably hit the number 2 spot. Anyway, moving on. The next book I read, I need to like move all of these over here so I have them. The next book I read was Mountains Made of Glass by Scarlett St. Claire, again, this was the book that I read in my 24-hour video. It's a really, really, really short book. I guess it can be counted as like a novella. Wait, how many, like, how does someone know if it's a novella? Like, I don't get that. Like, do authors just call it? Honestly, I'm gonna stop talking about it because I'm probably gonna be really stupid. But anyway, this is a really short book. It's just over 200 pages and it is part of a, what's this series called? What's this series? I can't remember what's this series called? Oh, it's part of a fairy tale retelling series. Well, I think it's going to be a series. I'm pretty sure it's going to be a series. Not like a series as in this story is going to continue, but I think it's going to be a bunch of like fairy tale retellings things. But yeah, this was really short, really sweet. It was about like an elven prince, I think that was what they're called. Like, they are kind of like fays, but they're not fays. They're like elves, like elks, something like that. And she was human, but was she? Is she? Anyway, it had a whole load of like different like fairy tale things within it. So like, obviously there was like fairies, elves, there was like magic mirror, there was a curse, there was like a lot was going on. Obviously I felt like it could have gone into more detail. Obviously I felt like it could have been a much bigger thing, but because of how short it was, I didn't mind it. I'm very 50-50 with short books because like there's sometimes I'm like, oh, I really want this scene to go on, or I really want this to be a little bit more dramatic, but then I'm also like, no, because I just wanted a simple, easy read, and that's what it gave me. I still only gave it a 3 stars though, because there were obviously things that I was picking up on that I was like, this could have happened, this could have happened, and I don't really want to do that while I'm reading. Like, I don't want to like come up with more ideas that could have happened and then I get really annoyed because then it doesn't happen. I'm like, well, that could have been a great idea, like why didn't it happen? I don't want to do that. Like, I'm not an author. So that's why I only gave it 3 stars. Still, I love Scarlett St. Clair. I think she is a really good author. Like, her writing's so easy to follow and read, and she's definitely somebody who I, again, go to when I need to get out of a slump. So that's why it was the second book that I read to get out of my slump, because, again, short, sweet, it was fantasy, it was like, it had all of like my cute little fairy tale childhood things through it. I'm trying to think what else happened. Oh yeah, there were other stuff. This could like this series could go like one of 2 ways. It can either be like completely different stories each one, or it could be about the other brothers, because there are other elven princes. I don't know. I really, again, this book, I'm really not quite sure what it's going to be turned into, but I know it's definitely a series. But yeah, this was the second book I read. Moving on. There we go, now it's working, jeez. Next, I read Heartless by Elsie Silver. This book, oh, I love this man. I need a Cade Eaton, I swear that's his last name, yeah, in my life. Like, I just need him. I need my grumpy daddy. I actually really enjoyed reading this. I loved like the Grumpy X Sunshine, but it was kind of more like Grumpy X sassy confident woman. Oh, Willa, what a woman. I'm just saying, if I was gay or bi or anything like that, or liked women, Willa would be my type. Honestly, I think I would fall down my knees for her, but I didn't. I fell for Cade. The stuff this man did, the stuff he did, and the stuff he was feeling, and because we were in his POV as well, and I just can't. I just can't. I love this story so much. I'm absolutely loving the Chestnut Springs series. It's definitely the series that I want to get finished by this year. I don't think I'm going to finish it in February, like the whole of the series. Maybe I'll read another 1 or maybe another 2, but such a good book. Still only gave it a 4 stars because I have this thing, and I think I've said this before, about romance books like this being over 300 pages long. This is like over 400, and sometimes I feel like that's not needed. I'm like, what could possibly happen? Like, why is it that long? With this one I didn't mind too much, but still, like, that was one of the things. Again, I didn't get the 5-star feelings, that's why it was like that. So maybe it was like a 4.75 because it was almost there. I felt like it was just missing something though, but I honestly can't tell you what it was missing. Don't ask me, but what was missing? What could have been there? Because I don't know. I don't. Again, I'm not an author, but I felt like something could have been there. just don't come for me, okay? Don't come. But I loved him. I want a cowboy. Like, I want a cowboy. I definitely want to finish the rest of the series by summer. I feel like there's such good books to read in the summer. But because I'm a mood reader, I'll just read whatever, whenever, and however I want. I don't really know what else, but loved this. I think I literally wrote on my note. Yeah, I did. Oh my god, I need Kate Eaton. That's what I put on my notes for this book. I just need him. I need him. Single dad. Age gap. Single dad. Small town. Cowboy. What else? Grumpy ex sunshine. Like he was sick and not him, but she was sick and he took care of her, and just oh, I'm remembering things and I'm like, even like little Luke, I swear his child was called Luke. I need to just double check, because if I get that wrong, I don't want to be bad. Oh, come on, where is this Luke? I swear it is Luke. Oh, I'm now doubting myself. I guess it was a little bit of a slow burn as well. It wasn't a huge slow burn, but like, it was kind of, yes, it was Luke. The boy's name is Luke. But I guess it was kind of like a slow burn, because like it wasn't until like near the end of the book things started to happen. But it was always that like attraction straight away. Like, it was always there. Anyway, that was the next book I read. Moving on, I then read Crown of Midnight by Sarah J. Maas. This book took me way too long to read. Like, I started this book at the beginning of the month, and it wasn't until like last week that I finished it. It took me far too long, like way too long. I don't know what was going on in the first 200 pages of this book. I honestly couldn't tell you what was going on, couldn't tell you what was happening, because I don't remember. I just remember struggling with this book, like really struggling to get through it and to find the motivation to read it. But then I kid you not, those last 100 pages, like what the hell? Honestly, I had my theories. I had my, this could happen, I think it is. And then I was right, and I was like, I was still shocked. What did I put? Oh yeah, I literally said, took me way too long to read, but the ending made up for it. I still gave it 4 stars. Honestly, if the ending wasn't there and it just kept on going how it was going, like the first 200 pages, it would have been 3. But no, the ending did not disappoint, and it added on that extra star. I am so excited to read the rest of this series, these books. Like, come on. There is a reading vlog to come, and it does not slack. It doesn't. I don't really know what else to say about this book, honestly, except from you just gotta get through it. If you're reading the series, just get through this book. Just get through it. Trust me, it is worth it. I was so close to DNFing the whole of the series because of how I felt with this book and the fact that I couldn't finish it. But my sister was like, no, pull through. You've got it. Keep going. And I'm so glad she did. Because of everything. But moving on, I then read another Kindle book. I then read God of Ruin by Rena Kent, which again is the 4th book then in the Legacy of God series. So I read 2 of those books. And God of Ruin, wow. Like, just wow. I love a psycho. I love reading about them. I think they're the best books, but please Lord, I do not want one in my life. Like, no. No, thank you. I love this book. It was definitely like a book I needed 100% after Crown of Midnight. Like, I needed something that reminded me of why I love reading and why I do what I do. And I needed something like hard and like nitty gritty and gory and just a bit chaotic, and I kid you not, that book did not disappoint. I am loving the Legacy of God series, and especially with, it was Mia and Landon. Mia can't talk. Landon is a psychopath. Psychopath? How do you say it? Psychopath. I think it's path. Anyway, I gave this book 4 stars. The only thing that happened with this book is like the ending, and the main like big thing that happened I felt could have been bigger. Like, I felt it could have gone into a little bit more gory, greedy, a bit more conflict, this, that sort of stuff. Because that's what you kind of get when you go into a dark romance. I feel like it was very quick over and done with. But honestly, the stuff that happened instead kind of made up for that. And I low-key loved it. Again, I think it like, is it my top 3? No, because the second one was so good. Honestly, I can't rank them. Don't ask me to rank them. I can't rank them. All I know is God of Malice is my favourite one because that was a 5 stars. The rest of them have been 4 stars. I would tell you what is my favourite one once I've read them all, because there are 6 and the 6th one is coming out in August. I'm so excited for it. But yeah, I read Gotta Ruin, my lovely psychopath Landon. I low-key love Landon. Like, I think he is one of my favourite characters because he's such a misunderstood character. But I don't want one in real life. I never in my entire life want to come across a psychopath ever. Like, no. Like, no. But I want to read about them. And I think we can all relate to that. Yes. Anyway, moving on. My final book that I read in January was Air or Fire by Sarah J. Maas. 5 stars. Oh my dear lord. Did this take me on an emotional roller coaster? This is what I mean, where you need to get through Crown of Midnight, because this book makes up for it. Like, everything. Just everything. I was not bored one bit of this book. Obviously, there were like, we're following different people's storylines, and there were some moments where I was like, I don't like you. I don't like reading this. But as I kept on reading about them and as I kept on going through, everything just changed. And the way this ends, it's always the last 100 pages. I thought I was gonna die. I genuinely finished this last night, texted my friend and was like, I think this book is trying to kill me. So much emotion was going through my head. I've never reacted so much to a book, and actually the hangover I have from it is ridiculous. I have a book hangover. I'm still not over it. Like, still, no. I still can't get my feelings out with how I feel about this book, except from the fact that I want to die. Yeah, that's it. 5 stars. I don't know what I'm even saying. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying or how I'm feeling, but that's it. That is literally, that's it. Just 5 stars. Just, if you haven't read Throne of Glass series, read it. And this is like the 3rd book I've read. I have like 4 more to go. I don't think I'm ready. Like, what more could happen in this book that is like another 4 pages? Oh my god, imagine if it was just 4 pages. But another 4 books. And one of them is almost 1,000 pages long. Like, what's gonna happen? It actually terrifies me. It does. Like, I am scared for my life. But I loved it. And I'm so excited to carry on the series. But this is probably my favourite one in the series so far. I love Rowan. Like, I love him. Yeah, that's it. But those are all the books that I read in January. Well, actually, in the week and a half. Those are all the books that I read. But I can safely say I am out of my slump. So let's go on to the books that are on my TBR for February, which I am very excited about. Like, look how damn cute they are. The fact that they all like match, it just warms my heart. It makes me so giddy inside that they're all colour coordinated. But anyway, I've picked a few. I don't know if I'm going to read these all, but these are probably like the top books that I want to read if I get my way and I get to read what I want to read. But I think the only Kindle Unlimited book I really want to read is The Right Move, which is part of the Windy City series. I've been wanting to read this book for a while now because I've been told that people prefer it to the first one. So that's on my TBR. I think that's the only Kindle Unlimited one, except from like, if I get my hands on a dark romance, I'll probably read the next Legacy of Gods one, or like another book in the Perfectly Imperfect series. Who knows? But moving on to the physical books that I have, the first will be A Curse of True Love. This is my sister's book. I'm currently borrowing it from her because my other 2 are paperback and I just couldn't bring myself to buy the hard cover for this book, so I'm waiting to buy my own copy when the paperback comes so they can all be matchy and they can all be really cute. But that is not stopping me from reading this. So thank you, Karen, for lending me this. I will give it back to you at some point when I come around to read it. But my plan for this is to read the first 2 again and just like bosh out all 3 of them. I'm pretty much going to do a binge read where I try and read them all in 24 hours. That would be an incredible day, actually, now thinking about it. Oh, that's such a good idea. I'm going to do that. So yeah, this is probably the top book of the month that I want to read and get done, because I just want to get through it. I just want to read it. It's just like, that just is what it is. Yeah. The next one, Throne of the Fallen. I love Envy. This is a spin-off from the Kingdom of the Wicked series about the demon princes. This is Envy's story. I loved Envy in the Kingdom of the Wicked. Like, I think he's such an incredible character, and the fact that he's got his own story now and his own book, like, I swear I'm gonna eat this up. This is going to be my dinner, and I'm very excited. I think it's like they go on a quest or something. I'm not sure. Again, you know me, I don't usually like read the like synopsis of most books. I just kind of go off what I hear. And what I'm gathering from this book is that there's some kind of like quest or some kind of mission that they're both on, and shit happens. But I've also heard it's really good, and I just want to read it. Like, look how pretty it is as well. Like, have you ever seen a prettier book? Like, look at this. Like, look. I don't usually like buying hardcovers, but I got this for Christmas, so I'm not complaining. But this is another one that I want to read. We also have Say You Swear. I saw this book like months ago. I've had this book for so long now, and it wasn't until I saw something on my Instagram page that was like a little scene from this book. I was like, yeah, I now have to read it. I think it's a football romance. Oh, so it's based in college as well. And I think it's about like a football captain or something. And it's some sort of romance. I really don't know a lot about it. But I saw this one scene and I was like, yeah, sold. Have my card. Done. But yeah, definitely wanting to read more hockey romances and just sports romances in general. I think there are a few actual hockey romances that I want to read. I really want to go to a hockey game actually. I think that would be fun. I've never been so invested in sports ever since I started reading. Like, that's kind of funny. Like, I never liked reading before like COVID. Like, I hated reading. So the fact that I'm doing this now is kind of funny. Maybe I'll turn into a sports girl. If I read so many sports books, maybe I'll start watching football. Maybe I'll start watching rugby. I'm never going to say I'm going to play because no, you don't want to see me play sports. But maybe I'll start watching it. Probably not. But we'll read about it. But yeah, Say You Swear up there. I don't, oh wait, they say first loves last forever. I hope they're wrong. Saucy. Anyway, next one. I know. This has been on my TBR for so long now. It's so hyped up. And honestly, guys, I can't tell you why I haven't read it yet. Because I have no excuses. I just haven't come around to picking it up. Like, I think this book kind of intimidates me a bit because of how much people love it and how much, like, all of my friends have read it and my sister's read it and they've loved it. And I'm just like, you know, I'm going to read it. I'm going to read it this month. This is going to be my top book of the month. I know the next book's coming out this year. I think, I don't know. Do not hold me to that. Do not hold me to that. No. But I will read this month. You can hold me to that. If I don't read this month, you have my permission to come for me. To like, tell me to. I don't know. Just don't hurt me, please. But you can yell at me if I don't read this book in February. Yeah. I'm definitely like into my fantasies. I'm not gonna lie. I forgot I put the next book on there, but yeah, Powerless by Lauren Roberts is the book of the month, I think. Yeah. Then lastly on my, oh no, I have 2 more books. Why did I say lastly? Okay, I have 2 more books that I put on there. Powerless by Elsie Silver. My hockey romance. I knew I put a hockey romance on here. I knew I did. Hockey romance. But he's still like a cowboy as well because he grew up on the ranch. But this is the 3rd book in the Chestnut Spring series. And I'm so intrigued by Jasper. This is his story. Like, I'm so intrigued. I swear he's also in love with like Cade and Rhett's cousin. So they're kind of like family but not family because Jasper's not blood to them. But I swear it's something like that. Anyway, he is a world famous hockey player and he keeps to himself and he's very quiet and mysterious, and I'm so intrigued by his character because he doesn't really talk, but when he says something it's like always, excuse me sir, No. Something like that. So I definitely want to read at least this book, maybe the next one, I'm not sure. But yeah, Powerless by Elsie Silver. I love how I have 2 Powerlesses. Maybe this is my Powerless month. Oh, I love that idea. Anyway, now, finally, the last book, which I am like 50% sure that I'll read. I don't know. This is why it's last, but it's The Hunt Hurt. Whoa, that was not right. Why did I get that so wrong? The Night Hunt. I don't like how shiny this book is. This book is so shiny. I feel like I can rip the cover. The cover is already slightly ripped, but I don't care. I, again, saw this book on and off my social media, and I saw it in the works yesterday, and I was just like, sold, I'm buying it, I'm getting it, I'm gonna read it. I'm not quite sure what it's about, but this is the author who wrote, was it To Kill a Kingdom? And I loved that book. I loved that book so hard, it was ridiculous. It was a 5-star read for me. It was definitely not like the most amazing literature ever, but just the story and the way it made me feel, that's why it was a 5-star. So I'm hoping I'll get the same from this, because again, I have seen like little on and off scenes that happened with this. I can't tell you what this scene was. I can only tell you that I was really intrigued by it, and it is somewhere in my saved folder. Will I find it? Probably not, but I just remember seeing this book and being like, this seems interesting. Another fantasy. I think this is going to be a very fantasy sort of month with a few little sports romances. Maybe a dark romance. Yes, because the right move is a basketball player. Definitely going through my sports romance at the moment, and my fantasy, and my psychopaths. We can't, like, not read about a psychopath. Or the mafia. Like, I wouldn't be Eilidh Brown if I didn't read those. But yeah, very excited to read this. Again, I don't really know much about it. Yeah. Anyway, that is all the books that I have read in January and the books that I want to read in February. I'm really hoping I can read all of those books, but if not, then they will just be shoved to March. Oh well. But that is the end of this video. I hope you have enjoyed. Please let me know what books you are wanting to read in February. And if you've got, is that proper English? Whoa! I've obviously been talking far too much if I cannot get my words out now. As I was saying, if you've got any recommendations, please hit me up, send me a message. Bish bash booming. But yeah, let me know. Anyway, I hope you have enjoyed the video. Love you. That is the end. Go read. Enjoy your day. I will see you all in the next one. Mwah. Peace. Goodbye.